André Allemeersch from Pots. Pots is a very quiet village in the province of Hainaut, close to the river Deschelde and leaning on West Flanders. For many pigeon fanciers in the Deschelde area, there is still a strong belief that once the pigeons get closer to home, they use the Deschelde as a guide to reach their loft. André lives there with his lovely wife Monique. André comes from the West Flanders Argenton, where he was surrounded by pigeon fanciers in his childhood. From childhood he had a love for animals, and more specific the pigeons, and the pigeon sport attracted him. He learned the first tricks in that environment, especially from his father, with emphasis on the speed and the middle distance. André bought building land in Pots in the province of Hainaut. Pots is the border with West Flanders, and the building plots there were less expensive than in West Flanders. André is the man of the solid approach. When you want to play top prizes, the quality of your pigeons has to be solid, and you do not have to deal with pancakes. A solid house is built with solid materials and enough cement in the mortar. So from the beginning they analyzed and observed very well who had the best pigeons. The basic pigeons were the pigeons of the super champion Maurice Verheye from Verhaege via André Dikken from Halloween, France. André was a salesman by profession, and also France was his working area. In this way he also got to know the better players in the north of France and came into contact with them. Via his good friend André Verhaege he obtained the strain of Marcel Aelbrecht, via Marc de Kock. Marcel Aelbrecht's species he could also get hold of through his son Alex, and it has to be said that this gave a strong boost to the breeding team. We can say that this is the broad foundation of the pigeons of André. In the past, often with success, some blood was added to the foundation, but it has to catch, says André. Also, not everything that was taught became a success. But the expert André knows very well when it will be a success or not, and he selects accordingly. Pigeons from Yves Amain from Hayon, the late Maurice and Gregory Casaert from Netchine, André Laurent from Vezin, especially the line of the famous Montauban who won 3 times in the 71st national races, were crossed in Gerard Beckland, Rudy Dessaer via Bart Blom, Adrien Mirabel, Reno Verhaege, Gino Cleek, Jan Pappens, David Vermeussen, Tailman Joly, Bruno Dieken, and it is striking that André always crossed or brought in pigeons from top middle distance pigeons, but with the idea that they also had to be able to cope with a 600 kilometers race in hard weather. André is convinced that if they have these talents, they will be able to fly in the top of the middle distance without any problem, which is the favorite territory of André's pigeons. What is also striking is that regularly the pigeons or the influence of Marcel Aelbrecht's pigeons can be found in what was raced, but always with top pigeons that are in the front rankings with verve. A strongly built blue cock, with a lot of feathers and muscles. André still sounds very nostalgic when he talks about his basic pigeon Dikken. This stock pigeon had a splendid pedigree. His father was de Campion, and came from the tandem Beckland Dikken as the son of the AS who flew with no less than 4 times in 37 first provincial on Tours West Vlaanderen. Coupled with Laurent van Dikken from Halloween, France. The hen Laurent was a granddaughter of none other than the Mercs of Maurice Verheye. She was the mother of 1st Bourgs, 5th Argenton, 2nd Vierzon Provincial, 1st Châteauroux Provincial, 2nd Argenton, 1st La Souterraine Provincial, etc. A stock hen or category, and mother of de Campion. De Campion, BE 93623127, was coupled to T. Hoerk, BE 99 917 7304, when they gave birth to Den Dikken. The Dikken, basic pigeon and common denominator between Tenaciac, the Limoges and the fighter. André is owner of a super strain able to book a victory anytime on the races from 100 until 1000 kilometers. The breeding team consists of a big dozen of breeding pairs. The quality is of course very high, and it's remarkable to observe the work carried out for all these years as a pigeon breeder by André. The Dikken line would eventually reach its climax. Thus, this fantastic breeder became grandfather of the Tenaciac, first national Argenton 23,229 pigeons, as well as the Limoges, second national ace pigeon long-distance KBDB, but he became also great-grandfather of the fighter, second national ace pigeon great middle-distance KBDB. Let us introduce you these three. Pigeon, the Limoges, BE 17-105-1237. First Provincial Limoges won against 1,346 pigeons 2019, 89th National Zone 4,612 pigeons, 107th National against 13,569 pigeons, First Provincial Limoges 2 against 863 pigeons 2019, 15th National Zone 3,518 pigeons, 22nd National against 9,661 pigeons, and more. The Fighter, BE 16-185-69. First Argenton National Zone against 5,067 pigeons 2019, 5th National 15,237 pigeons, 4th Sudan National Zone 2,091 pigeons 2019, 159th National 8,248 pigeons, 26th Vierzon National Zone 7,179 pigeons 2019, 52nd National 20,956 pigeons, 4th Châteauroux National Zone 597 pigeons 2019, 2nd Bergs National Zone 1002 pigeons 2018, and more. Tenatianak, BE 19-107-94-11. First National Argenton against 23,229 pigeons, highest speed from 28,411 pigeons. Again a masterstroke made by André, who went to get his blood in order to judiciously cross it on the best he had available. The skill of an experimented pigeon breeder. Feeding and medical guidance. André does not exaggerate in all kinds of frivolities. The pigeon food is bought at De Steupenwaregem, where he buys the traditional mixes and where the sports mix is the mix to be fed during the season. The pigeons are fed tightly, but they will never or should never go hungry. A pigeon that gets too little food cannot perform at its best or train sufficiently. On arrival at home, electrolytes in the drinking bowl and a lot of tea, garlic, beer yeast. This is a weekly ritual to keep the pigeons as close to nature as possible and to keep them in a natural basic health. All pigeons are vaccinated against paratyphoid since 3 years. The obligatory vaccinations paramyxo, and an extension rota, and vaccination with smallpox vaccine in the good old way with a brush. Other cures are only administered on Pascal's advice and never blindly, because André is also very aware of the fact that this can have a formative effect. When the pigeons are basketed, they get a disinfecting eye drop in each eye. And that is the end of it. Thank you for watching. Until next time.